10 signs she's secretly into you psychology reveals, psychology tricks. You've probably been in this situation before. You're talking to a woman. Everything feels normal, the words, the jokes, the conversation. But deep down, something feels different. Her eyes linger a little longer. Her smile lasts a second too much. Her energy shifts the moment you enter the room, and you start to wonder, is this in my head, or is she actually attracted to me? Most men never get past that point. They talk themselves out of what their gut already picked up. Not because women are impossible to read, but because they were never taught to read the right signals. We're raised to trust words, to wait for a direct, yes, I like you, to analyze every text like a lawyer. But attraction doesn't always speak in sentences. It speaks in micromovements, in energy, in proximity, and how often she finds a reason to be near you. If you only listen to what she says and ignore what her body, face, and tone are screaming, you'll miss it. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Carl Jung, that reaction happens in the emotional brain, not the logical one. Attraction starts in the limbic system, the ancient part of the brain that reacts before it reasons. That's the part that makes her pupils widen, that makes her touch her hair when she's around you, that makes her laugh a little too hard at your joke even when it wasn't that funny. That system can't fake it. It tells on her. The problem? Most men are trying to decode a woman's interest like it's a spreadsheet. But attraction isn't math, it's pattern recognition. Once you know what to look for, her behavior stops being mixed signals and starts being a very clear broadcast. That's what we're doing here. We're not talking about pickup lines. We're not talking about manipulation. We're not talking about forcing attraction that isn't there. We're talking about psychology-backed signals women give off, often unconsciously, when they genuinely feel drawn to a man. There are 7 of them we'll break down, and once you can spot even 2 or 3 happening at the same time, you won't have to guess anymore. After that, the world looks different. Every room becomes readable. You'll know when to lean in, when to hold back, and when she's actually hoping you'll make a move. So take a breath, set aside the overthinking, and let's tune into the frequency she's already transmitting. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. The first channel, her eyes. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul. Wrong. They're the high-definition projectors of a woman's secret desires, and if you know what to look for, her gaze can tell you more than her words ever will. Most men miss it completely. They stare too long, waiting for one obvious signal, a lingering look, maybe a smile, but attraction isn't a single glance. It's a rhythm, a dance. And if you can read that dance, you'll unlock one of the oldest secrets of female psychology. The first step in this visual symphony is pupil dilation. It's not something she can fake, not even with the best poker face. When a woman is attracted, her pupils widen, literally opening her up to the object of her desire. Why? Because her brain is flooded with dopamine and norepinephrine, the same chemicals that light up when she's looking at something she craves. It might be a decadent slice of chocolate cake or you. If you're mid-conversation and you catch that subtle widening, don't doubt it. Her biology is whispering what her lips won't dare say. I like this. I want more. That's not a coincidence, it's science. It's one of the oldest psychology tricks in the book. Then there's the triangular gaze, the secret handshake of attraction. In a casual chat, her eyes trace a neat triangle between your eyes and forehead. Safe, respectful, platonic. But if she's into you, that triangle drops. Suddenly her eyes flick from one of yours to the other, then down, right to your lips, before rising again. I mouth. It's her subconscious running wild, painting invisible lines of intimacy. Her mind might still be talking about the weather, but her limbic system, the emotional brain, has already imagined the kiss. That downward flick isn't random. It's desire in disguise. See it twice? Don't ignore it. That's a silent confession wrapped in eye contact. Finally, there's the glance away and back move, the one that sends grown men spinning. She meets your eyes, feels a spark of electric tension, and then, poof, looks down, breaking contact like she's been caught. But here's the trick. She looks back, quickly, almost guiltily. That's her logical brain saying, "Don't be too obvious," while her instinctual self is magnetically pulled toward you. This is what psychologists call approach avoidance conflict, her curiosity battling her caution. Don't look away. Hold your gaze. That fleeting peekaboo is her inner world in motion, half intrigued, half intimidated, and entirely drawn to you. But don't fool yourself. There's a counter signal, the polite but vacant stare. It's the optical equivalent of a handshake with no grip. Her eyes may be on you, but they're empty. No spark, no dilation, no subtle drop to your lips. She's looking at you, but she isn't seeing you. That's the brutal truth of female psychology. When interest fades, so does the light behind the eyes. So, be the man who watches differently. Don't look for words, look for patterns. The eyes never lie. They reveal the dance of attraction, the truth beneath the surface. And once you can read that language, you'll never mistake indifference for interest again. That is power. That is awareness. That is one of the most profound psychology tricks you'll ever learn. The kinesthetic bridge, the unspoken invitation, body language. Her body never lies. It speaks louder than her words, revealing truths hidden beneath polite conversation. The great psychologist Carl Jung once said, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." That reaction is visible in her body, the silent language of attraction. When a woman is secretly into you, her body betrays her emotions long before her lips ever will. Watch her orientation. In a crowded room, if her feet and torso subtly aim toward you, even when her eyes drift elsewhere, that's not coincidence, it's instinct. The subconscious always points where the heart wants to go. But if her feet angle toward the door, take note, her energy is already leaving. Don't ignore it. Read it. Own it. Her openness is another powerful signal. When she uncrosses her arms, exposes her neck, wrists, or tilts her head while listening, it's not random. It's trust. It's comfort. It's her primal side saying, "I feel safe with your masculine energy." You must understand that safety and attraction walk hand in hand. When she plays with her hair, tucking it behind her ear or letting it fall to reveal her neck, she's not just fidgeting, she's inviting. It's a subconscious act of preening, the same instinct birds display when attracting a mate. The body says what words cannot, Martha Graham once said, and she was right. Every subtle movement is a confession, every mirroring gesture a whisper of desire. If she mirrors you, your posture, your movements, your rhythm, it's her limbic brain aligning with yours, saying without words, "We are the same." That is chemistry in motion. That is connection made visible. But don't be fooled by polite smiles or idle chatter. Closed-off body language is the fortress of disinterest. Crossed arms, a drink clutched like a shield, her body angled away. These are not challenges to conquer, they are boundaries to respect. You must learn the difference. Master the art of reading signals, and you master the art of presence. In modern life, where distractions blur genuine connection, awareness is your edge. Don't chase attention, command it. Don't beg for interest, evoke it. Let your masculine energy be calm, centered, and certain. Women are drawn not to noise, but to presence. To attract women, you must become the kind of man whose silence speaks confidence, whose gaze carries intent. Remember, attraction is not created, it is revealed. Let your awareness be your power. Let your discipline be your magnet. Learn to see, not just look. Read her body, and you'll read her heart. That is how you attract women. That is how you lead. That is how you win. The third channel, the bubble of intimacy. When a woman is truly into you, she doesn't announce it with words. She creates a world where only you exist. This is what psychology calls the bubble of intimacy. It's subtle, powerful, and deliberate. Watch how she moves in a crowd, her body slightly angled toward you, her laughter reserved just for your jokes, her eyes meeting yours as if no one else matters. She's not just standing near you, she's inviting you into a private universe. The moment she suggests moving to a quieter spot, stepping outside for some fresh air, or sharing an inside joke only you two understand. It's not random. That's her instinctively carving out emotional space, a signal stronger than words that she's drawn in. We are most alive when we're in love, said John Updike, and in that private bubble, she's alive with curiosity about you. In modern life, this intimacy often begins in the digital world. When she replies to your group message with a private DM, when she sends you memes that only make sense because of your private conversations, when she keeps the dialogue going long after the topic should have ended, she's shifting from the public square to the private room. That's no accident. That's emotional investment. That's attraction. She's not just communicating, she's connecting. In a world of noise, she's choosing silence with you. Quick, enthusiastic replies mean you're on her mind. Delayed, cold responses mean you're not. Don't ignore that data. A woman prioritizes where her emotions live. When she makes space for you, she's testing your awareness, your presence, your masculine energy. But here's the contrast: when she keeps you locked in the group, never steps outside the crowd, or keeps her replies short and shallow, she's building walls, not bridges. She's keeping it safe, polite, surface level. That's her saying, I'm not ready to let you in. Don't chase. Don't beg. Don't over-explain. A man who understands psychology doesn't fight for attention, he attracts it. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Focus on what you control. That is your masculine energy, calm, centered, magnetic. You don't need to convince her. You just need to be the man who naturally draws her in. This bubble she creates is fragile. It thrives on your confidence and dies in your insecurity. Don't break it by overanalyzing or seeking validation. Instead, mirror her energy with strength and clarity. Respond with intention, not desperation. Let your words carry weight. Women are emotional sensors. They feel energy before they interpret meaning. The man who radiates steady masculine energy doesn't chase the bubble. He lets it expand around him. Confidence is silent. Insecurities are loud. Remember that. Let's be clear, attraction isn't about tricks or manipulation. It's about awareness. You must learn to see the invisible patterns of behavior that reveal desire. You must recognize when she's pulling you closer and when she's keeping you away. The modern man who masters this understanding gains an edge that most never develop. Don't fall for surface signs. Watch the subtleties. The direction of her body, the tone of her message, the rhythm of her replies, they all tell a story. Read it. Respond with control. Lead the interaction with strength, not need. So, the next time you sense that private bubble forming, don't hesitate. Step into it with confidence. Own the moment. Speak less, observe more, and let your presence do the work. That is how you attract women naturally, through presence, not performance. Through energy, not effort. Through action, not words. You must master the art of emotional awareness. You must embody the kind of calm authority that draws respect and desire alike. In that bubble of intimacy, she's not just testing you, she's hoping you pass. Let's make sure you do. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. The fourth channel, the vocal signature. A woman's voice can reveal more than her words ever could. It's one of the most powerful psychology tricks hidden in plain sight. Female psychology tells us that attraction often speaks through tone, rhythm, and resonance long before it ever turns into confession. When she's into you, her voice becomes a mirror of her emotional state, playful, warm, and full of energy. You must listen, not just hear. Don't ignore how her pitch dances when she talks to you. Studies in female psychology show that women instinctively raise their pitch when speaking to a man they find attractive. It's a subtle, evolutionary whisper of youth, health, and femininity. That's not coincidence. That's chemistry disguised as conversation. But sometimes she flips the script. She lowers her voice, slows her tone, and lets it drop into a soft, almost secret register. That, my friend, is not random. That's her building a private bubble around you both, an invisible wall that says, "This is our moment, just us." Be alert to that. That's intimacy in motion. And then there's laughter, the melody of connection. Don't be fooled by the polite chuckle or the office, haha. The real sign lies in the laugh that bursts out of her without permission, the one that lights up her face and makes her forget herself. If she's laughing at your jokes, especially the ones that don't deserve a standing ovation, she's not laughing at the punchline. She's laughing at the feeling you give her. It's one of the oldest psychology tricks of all. Laughter lowers defenses, releases dopamine, and builds emotional closeness. That is attraction talking through amusement. When she laughs with you, not at you, she's letting her guard down, showing that she feels safe and delighted in your orbit. Don't underestimate that. That's rare. Now, here's a little secret most men miss: the way she uses your name. If she keeps dropping your name into sentences, Michael, or that's really interesting, Michael, she's not just being polite. She's subtly branding you into her thoughts. Using your name personalizes every word. It builds a thread of intimacy and makes the conversation feel uniquely yours. It's not habit, it's intent. In female psychology, repeating your name is her unconscious way of saying, "You matter in this moment." That is the sound of emotional focus. But don't mistake indifference for subtlety. If her voice is flat, her tone is clipped, and her laughter feels mechanical, you're not in her emotional range. That's the countersignal, a monotone delivery that says, "Let's keep this formal." Don't chase that energy. When her voice feels like a wall instead of a welcome, she's already decided the boundaries. Remember this: when attraction is real, her voice won't lie. It vibrates differently, carries warmth, and unconsciously wraps around your name like a secret she doesn't want to share with anyone else. Listen closely. Her voice may tell you everything her words won't. The fifth channel, the character witness. This goes deeper than a simple "nice shirt." Anyone can say that. It's social autopilot. But when a woman is secretly into you, she doesn't just see your clothes. She sees your core. A woman who's truly drawn to you will compliment your character, not your appearance. She'll notice your reactions, your values, your decisions. She'll say things like, "I was really impressed with how you handled that situation at work," or "You have such a unique way of looking at the world." That's not random praise, that's insight. That's her saying, "I see you." And if you're wondering how to fall in love the right way, start here, with someone who recognizes who you are, not just what you have. She's watching your story unfold. When a woman comments on your character, she's watching the movie of your life with fascination. Every line, every gesture, she's tuned in. She's not interested in the costume, she's invested in the hero. This is where the high-value man stands apart. He doesn't chase shallow approval. He knows that genuine connection grows from emotional curiosity, not flattery. So when she praises your patience, your drive, or the way you think, that's her heart speaking in code. Her questions reveal her intentions. A woman making polite conversation asks, "Where are you from?" or "What do you do?" That's social scaffolding, safe and forgettable. But a woman who's interested digs deeper. She'll ask, "What are you most passionate about in life?" or "What kind of future are you trying to build?" Don't ignore those questions. They're reconnaissance missions. She's mapping your mind. She's checking if your dreams, habits, and sense of purpose align with hers. That's emotional due diligence. That's her quietly asking, "Could this be my person?" The small things that scream the loudest. Pay attention when she remembers the tiny stuff. The name of your dog. That story about your fifth grade science fair disaster. The fact that you drink black coffee with a dash of cinnamon. Those details aren't random. They're breadcrumbs of interest. You're taking up space in her thoughts, even when you're not around. A woman who recalls what you said weeks ago isn't just being polite. She's building emotional muscle memory. You're becoming part of her inner landscape. Now, contrast that with the woman who forgets everything you've told her, who keeps the chat polite and shallow. That's not mystery, it's disinterest. It feels like a job interview for a position she doesn't want. So remember this: don't chase surface-level attention. Be the man whose presence provokes curiosity and emotional depth. Be the high-value man whose energy invites respect, not approval. That is the true psychology of attraction. And if you want to understand how to fall in love with authenticity, start by noticing who sees your soul before your shirt. If this message spoke to your heart today, leave a comment about faith. I am a high value man. The sixth channel, the language of touch. Touch speaks louder than words. Before language ever existed, touch was our first form of communication, raw, honest, and deeply human. It's the bridge that connects two emotional worlds, and when a woman is into you, she'll use it as her silent signal. A woman drawn to you won't just sit still. She'll find small, subtle ways to cross the invisible line between your space and hers. These moments aren't random, they're psychological cues. She's saying, I want to be close, without uttering a word. Picture this. You make her laugh, and she touches your arm. Maybe her hand lingers for just a heartbeat longer than necessary. That's no accident. That's a test, gentle but intentional. She's watching your reaction. Do you retreat? Do you stiffen up? Or do you hold your ground like a high-value man who knows his worth? Be calm. Be grounded. Let her feel that steady energy. That's how to fall in love, not by chasing, but by allowing connection to flow naturally. Then comes the accidental brush. Her leg grazes yours. Her shoulder brushes your arm. The key isn't in the touch itself, but in the absence of retraction. A real accident invites apology and distance. But when she lets it linger, even for a breath, it's deliberate. That's not clumsiness. That's curiosity. She's inching closer, checking if you'll meet her halfway. Next, the grooming gesture. Oh, this one runs deep. She might pick a speck of lint from your sweater, fix your collar, or brush a strand of hair from your forehead. Don't underestimate this. It's primal. In the animal world, grooming is bonding, an act of care and quiet possession. She's saying, I see you. You're mine. It's a subtle declaration wrapped in tenderness. That's psychology in motion, the unspoken art of attraction. But here's the test of truth, patterns. One touch? Maybe random. Repeated touch? That's strategy. She's building a kinesthetic bridge brick by brick, a silent, tactile pathway from her world to yours. You must notice, but not overanalyze. Observe, don't obsess. Confidence isn't in reaction, it's in awareness. Now, the opposite signal, distance. She keeps her hands to herself, maintains a gap, even leans away when you draw near. Her body says what her words might not yet. Respect that wall. Don't push through. A high-value man never forces the bridge. He waits until it's built with mutual desire. Touch, when genuine, is poetry without words. It's how to fall in love without speaking. It's the subconscious whisper that says, come closer. And when you feel it, don't just notice it, understand it. That's where the real connection begins. The seventh channel, the limbic alarm. And here it is, the final frontier of attraction, the raw and unfiltered truth of female psychology, the limbic alarm. This is not just a reaction, it's a revelation, a silent but unmistakable broadcast from the deepest part of her brain. When this system fires up, her conscious mind takes a back seat and her subconscious desires take the wheel. You're not just on her radar anymore. You've become the signal her entire body is responding to. Psychology tricks don't get more powerful than this. You'll recognize it the moment you see that sudden flush of pink across her cheeks, that delicate bloom of color on her chest. That's not makeup or coincidence. It's biology in action. Her limbic system is sounding the alarm, pushing blood toward her skin because she's emotionally charged and maybe even slightly aroused. She can't fake that, and she can't stop it. That's what makes it so honest, so raw, so real. It's the body saying what the lips haven't dared to confess yet. But the limbic alarm doesn't stop at blushing. It speaks through motion. Watch closely. She starts to fidget, to shift, to move in small, almost nervous ways. Maybe she's playing with her necklace, twisting her ring, or tracing the rim of her glass. She could be smoothing her dress for the 5th time or adjusting her hair even though it was perfect already. Don't mistake this for restlessness or distraction. Don't think she's bored. That is excitement in disguise. Her body is overflowing with energy, and she has to release it somehow. You are the stimulus. She is literally buzzing with your presence. Her nervous system has entered the arena, and her body is waving the flag. And then there's the spark, the shift in her energy that lights up the room. Her laughter becomes brighter, sharper, more alive. Her hands move more when she talks. Her words spill out a little faster. Her voice dances with a rhythm that wasn't there before. You must understand, you've awakened something in her. You've turned an ordinary conversation into an electric exchange. Her subconscious is now in play, and psychology tricks can't fake this level of animation. This is attraction leaking through every movement, every tone, every glance. Now, let's talk about the trickiest part of female psychology, the tease, the playful challenge. This is where many men stumble. She might roll her eyes at your joke or toss a sarcastic remark your way. She could mock you lightly, question your opinion, or call you out, just a little. Don't flinch. Don't take it personally. This isn't rejection, it's a test. Her limbic system is testing your strength. It's her way of asking, "Can you handle me?" She wants to know if you can stay grounded when she turns up the heat. Be calm, be playful, be confident. That's how you pass the test and ignite her deeper interest. Because a woman never tests a man she doesn't care about. Never. That is the golden rule of attraction. The opposite signal, the one you don't want, comes when her energy fades. If she's leaning back, yawning, scrolling her phone, or checking the time, that's not mystery, it's disinterest. Her body isn't responding. Her limbic system is asleep, and so is her attraction. Don't chase what isn't awake. Attraction lives in that nervous tension, that electric exchange, that subtle, fluttering chaos that psychology tricks can only begin to explain. When her limbic alarm sounds, you'll know it. You'll feel it. Her body will betray her secret, and her subconscious will whisper what her words won't dare to say. She's into you. The eighth channel, the social echo. Attraction is never silent. It leaves echoes in every social space you both occupy. When a woman is secretly into you, she doesn't shout it from the rooftops. Her actions whisper it through the rhythm of social alignment. This is where female psychology quietly performs its masterpiece. She begins, often without realizing it, to sync her emotional frequency with yours. Watch closely in a group setting. She'll lean toward your side in conversations, nod just a little faster when you speak, and her laughter will find its cue right after your punchlines. That's not coincidence. It's her subconscious syncing up through what psychologists call limbic resonance. Her brain is telling her he's safe. He's mine. Don't mistake this for manipulation. It's not strategy. It's biology wearing a smile. Be aware of how her energy gravitates. She subtly mirrors your opinions, not in an obvious way, but just enough to show silent agreement. She might repeat your words in her phrasing or use your expressions as her own. That's not mimicry. It's a psychology trick straight out of the playbook of attraction. When someone mirrors you, it's their way of building harmony, of saying, "We're on the same wavelength," without uttering a word. This is female psychology in action, a woman's instinct to create emotional connection by social synchronization. The untrained eye might miss it, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now, notice the loyalty cues, those small, almost invisible acts of defense and devotion. If someone takes a jab at you, she'll laugh it off or redirect the moment, protecting your social face. If someone interrupts you, she'll bring the focus back to your words, like she's guarding your presence in the room. That's her primal way of claiming emotional territory. It's not possessive, it's protective. She's silently announcing to the world, "He's with me," even if no one else catches the message. And trust me, men who understand psychology tricks know this. When her instincts move to shield your image, attraction has already taken root deeper than logic can touch. But don't be fooled, there's a countersignal, and it's just as powerful. If she's indifferent in public, keeping her emotional energy flat or competitive, that's your clue. No warmth, no alignment, no subtle defense. It means the echo never began. You can't fake resonance. When her laughter feels delayed, her tone detached, or her eyes wander without purpose, you're not in her emotional orbit. Don't chase what isn't echoing back. Be smart enough to hear the silence as clearly as the song. Remember, attraction doesn't live in isolation. It thrives in the social ecosystem. Every laugh, every side glance, every mirrored gesture tells a story if you know how to read it. So, use these psychology tricks wisely, not to manipulate, but to understand. Because the secret of female psychology isn't about decoding mystery, it's about recognizing authenticity. Don't ignore the social echo. Be present, be perceptive, and when you feel that resonance hum between you and her, don't question it. That is connection speaking its oldest language. The ninth channel, the emotional tuning fork. Emotions aren't just feelings, they're frequencies. Every human heart hums a rhythm. When two people truly connect, their emotional vibrations align, like two tuning forks singing the same note. If she's secretly into you, she doesn't just see your emotions, she feels them. That's the magic of emotional mirroring. You laugh, she laughs. You sigh, she softens. Your eyes brighten, hers respond. It's not imitation, it's instinct. Her limbic system, the ancient emotional part of her brain, is syncing with yours without permission or plan. That's the psychology of attraction at work, pure, silent, and undeniable. She's tuned in. Her heartbeat might quicken when yours does. She leans forward when you talk, subconsciously matching your tone, rhythm, even breathing. It's empathy, yes, but deeper. It's her emotional radar locking onto your frequency. That's how to fall in love starts, not with words, but with resonance. Be alert to her energy. When she's happy because you are, that's no coincidence. When she looks concerned because your mood dips, she's not pretending. Her feelings are tethered to yours, like two strings vibrating in harmony. That's emotional bonding. It's rare, it's real, and it's the quiet language of connection most men miss. But don't confuse courtesy for chemistry. The countersignal is just as clear: emotional disconnection. If your excitement falls flat, if your laughter echoes into polite silence, if your tension earns no flicker of concern, she's not tuned in. She's kind, maybe respectful, but detached. Her emotional frequency is set elsewhere. Don't chase static. Be the high value man who reads emotional energy, not the one who ignores it. A woman's emotional mirroring isn't manipulation, it's her truth showing itself. If her tuning fork doesn't vibrate with yours, step back. That's your cue to protect your peace. Be aware. Be present. When the connection hums, nurture it. Listen more than you speak. Let her feel your calm confidence, your grounded presence. That's how to fall in love the right way, not through games or guessing, but through genuine emotional alignment. Because when two people's frequencies match, words become unnecessary. That's not science fiction, it's human psychology. That's not mimicry, it's love in motion. So remember, she's not just observing you, she's feeling you. And when she does, her tuning fork won't stay silent. It will sing in harmony with yours. The 10th channel, the temporal investment. Words deceive, but time tells the truth. Time never lies. When a woman invests her time, she's investing her emotions, her focus, her energy, her interest. Every extra minute she spends talking to you, every text she sends without delay, every "let's meet again" is her unspoken confession. That is how the mind reveals attraction. Psychology confirms it. Consistent temporal investment is one of the deepest, most reliable signs she's secretly into you. When she prioritizes you in her schedule, she's placing you in her emotional hierarchy. As the legendary Benjamin Franklin said, lost time is never found again. If she chooses to lose time with you, it's because she values what she's gaining you. Notice the details. She remembers your stories, follows up on them, laughs at your jokes, and finds excuses to linger. That's no accident, that's intent wrapped in subtlety. You must learn to see beyond words. Time spent is attention spent, and attention is the purest currency of attraction. When she invests it in you, don't question it. Recognize it. Respect it. Reward it with your own masculine energy. Don't chase, lead. Because when you lead with confidence and grounded strength, you attract women naturally. That is the essence of masculine energy: decisive, calm, unshakable. But beware the countersignal. If she's always busy, maybe later, or too tired, you're not in her priority zone. Her time flows elsewhere. You must not cling to empty promises or chase what's already drifting. A real man recognizes when the energy shifts. When her temporal investment drops to zero, the attraction is gone. Don't fight it. Move forward. Stand tall. As Steve Jobs once said, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. That includes wasting it on someone else's indecision. In modern life, attention is the rarest resource. Everyone's scrolling, distracted, multitasking. So when a woman pauses her world to give you her time, that's gold. Don't overlook it. Don't doubt it. Appreciate it. Protect it. Let your masculine energy rise to meet hers. Be the man who values time, his and hers. Be intentional. Be present. Because attraction isn't built through grand gestures, it's built through consistent investment. Her time is her truth, and your response defines your worth. Master this understanding, and you master attraction itself. In this game, the clock doesn't just tick, it reveals. And that's it for today's video, 10 signs she's secretly into you, backed by psychology. If you found this video helpful or learned something new, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this one. I'd also love to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with these signs? Have you noticed any of them in real life? Drop your opinions or experiences in the comments below. Let's talk about it. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, understanding people better isn't just about spotting signs. It's about building real connections. See you in the next video.